Good evening, Westies. I thought I'd throw another video together as my last one actually had quite a lot of views, about 6,000 views. So it was quite successful in getting my point across and it's a lot more easy to engage with people. So here we are, another session of politics in the car. Today I want to talk about Brimbank Council's new policy around hard waste collection as it was just released, and a lot of people have shown that they're a bit upset with it. So the only way you're able to get your rubbish collected is if you put it in your driveway, blocking access to your property, or on your front yard. You know, this could damage your garden, your grass. You know, it's quite unfair in a lot of residents. It also means you have to allow people onto your property. You know, you may not be home, you may be at work, you know, you've got gates up. It's not something that's really appropriate for everyone. Now, I know a lot of people quite enjoy this policy. They think it's better than having the place looking like a tip, and I agree. You know, no one likes to see rubbish all over the place on nature strips, but, you know, unfortunately, we accumulate rubbish. This is a service that's paid for through our rates. A lot of municipalities do this, and I just don't understand why council just didn't follow what everybody else does and provides a skip to residents. You know, skip out the front, easy, you load it up and they come and pick it up. Other people put their crap in there, you know, so what? That's just what happens, I guess. It's quite annoying, but people do it, and they also have the option to hire skip, so you'll get a lot less of that, and it's a lot easier. It makes everyone happy. And if you're like myself, if you live, you know, in a subdivided property, you actually don't have a front yard. You know, I'm fortunate, I've only got a property in front of me, but there's other people that have like 3 or 4 units, and it's just not viable to do that. You know, and it's just a ridiculous policy. So I think they need to go back to the drawing board, or they should have done better community engagement. Another topic I'd like to talk about is recently how Brimbank Council is having a lot of closed meetings. Now, these meetings are in relation to how they're spending rate money. So you'd have seen Stop the Tip, which is a great movement. You know, no one wants to see Melbourne's largest tip in the West, but unfortunately, it's not within Brimbank, it's not within our scope of practice, or the council's scope of practice, sorry, and it's not something us as residents should be footing the bill for. You know, we had private developers funding a Stop the Tip campaign because they've got investment properties they want to see increase in value. Now, unfortunately, you know, some of those councils who've been elected are actually now funding these campaigns to fight. You know, and legal expenses, you know, have probably gone sky high. They won't tell us how much they've spent. You know, last time council took a local resident to court, which was for Milo the dog, it cost us, the ratepayers, $240,000. Now, in this aspect, they're fighting a company, you know, Clean Away Tip. They could have spent easy over $2 million on legal fees, plus that now that they've lost, they have to pay their legal fees as well. And I don't know how much they're spending because it's all closed. You know, they won't let the residents, you know, and that's not the only thing they're fighting. They're also fighting every single development. Every time someone puts a complaint about development, it's off the VCAT. And there's one at the moment in Kialba, which, you know, nobody wants to see massive developments, and it's great that council's taking a stance, but they can't be making legal decisions without any proper advice. And most of all, we're not open to that. We're not privileged to that. It's all done behind closed doors. And it's really starting to hurt and really be, you know, quite frustrating. Like many of you, I've got a young family. I'm struggling to pay the bills as it is. We're all working. We're paying rates, not getting services. You know, child and healthcare, you know, needs a lot more work in Brimbank because there's not much here. No community consultation for activities, events, or festivals. You know, Brimbank now has the largest, you know, rate of people unable to afford their rent, you know, on the verge of homelessness, and there's nothing. And council says that that's a state issue, not for them, which is fine. So is the hooning and road rules. That's a state issue, but council supporting there. Stop the Tip, again, a state issue. You know, and there's also federal laws that govern how businesses are run. You know, it's not for council. And, you know, this is millions and millions and millions of ratepayer money that we're paying a council to provide services for us that we're not getting. You know, and this is why we're in disadvantage. This is why we have so many social problems in the West, because, like people say, nobody cares about the West. Well, this is a clear indication of council not caring about its residents, just going off on its own agenda, you know, having a bottomless pit of money, fighting developers, fighting business owners, and, you know, we're taking a full of it. It's great when you get to spend someone else's money. You know, if developers want this fight, they should pay for it. Have a good night. I hope that leaves you some food for thought.